There we are. We are live here today on the KidStar Nutrients page, and we are going to be joined by our special guest, Angela Dodge. So we will wait for her to jump on, and today we are talking about gut health and nutrient deficiencies. Obviously our nutrients are absorbed in our small intestine, and so we want to make sure we have great gut health at the same time to ensure that the foods we are eating, we're getting all the nutrients we need from those foods. So there she is. She is going to join. Add her here. Ba-ba-ba. My daughter reminded me this morning it's only 5 more days until Christmas Eve. So that wasn't stressful at all. We are getting ready for the day. Tomorrow, of course, is the last day for the kids to be at school. So it's busy, busy week. All right. You go. I was like, it always takes some time.
It's a little lag.
It is. There we go. I can see you. You look great. I like your sweatshirt.
Oh, thank you. I would say it's very Christmassy because it's red, and we're talking about KidStar products and all those fun nutrients today.
It's true. It's true. I think it's perfect. I know. I was just saying, I can't believe it's only 5 more. Is it 5 more sleeps? My daughter keeps telling me how many days until Christmas Eve. So it's only a little bit extra layer of stress.
We're feeling it. We're feeling it, a little bit of stress, but we're gonna lay those worries to rest right now. But eating. Right. I'm actually in my kitchen today doing a live because nobody is in my house. So it's so weird. I was able to get out of the rest of my bedroom, my office, and come into the kitchen. So you can see my wonderful products here.
Oh, they're the colors are very on point as well. The red irons. I know I have my green on this side. I also have some office kittens happening on the other side, so hopefully they behave themselves for this
people
live.
would like to see them. I know.
Now, but I don't even know how if they can. They're like moving around a lot. I don't know if I can.
True.
There we go.
There they. Oh, look at them.
There they are.
Office kittens, KidStar kittens.
When you buy a live thing for your kids for Christmas, and then you got to keep them ready. You got to
keep them alive.
That's right.
Oh, that's a nice.
So, for all the people that have now joined, I'm Caitlyn Vanderhaeghe. I'm the president and CEO of KidStar Nutrients. We make clean products for the entire family, and of course, we focus on iron deficiency. For all ages is a big part of our company, but also other aspects of our health to make sure we have a great foundation to grow from. And today we're talking about gut health, and our special guest is Angela Dodge, and she is a pediatric registered dietitian. Mm-hmm. And she focuses as well on iron deficiency and also on pediatrics. So today's on-point conversation with the holidays fast approaching, our schedules are changing, our diets are changing for the next 3 weeks because we're going to enjoy the holidays.
We are.
Yeah.
And not have too much stress. I find this is when we get a lot of client parents texting. This is when they start to stress.
Oh, I
they
bet.
get a little bit nervous about what they're supposed to feed, how it's supposed to go, and really we want to take that off of them. So
we do.
We'll talk about some things. Yeah.
And it's very true because, on our day-to-day menus at home, we're kind of in a routine. We feed our kids what we know they're probably going to eat. We add in some extra things every once in a while. We add supplements to fill in those gaps. But then at the holidays, we actually end up at other people's houses, and they have different types of cooking. They have different expectations, let's say, for what your kids should or should not eat during that meal. So there are a lot of extra stresses involved. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of pages on social media do talk about like tips and tricks on how to help navigate the family dynamics of dinner at other people's houses. But today we're really going to talk about, gut health and how that might look over the holidays and beyond. Yeah.
There's lots of things you could say to people at your family, but that we won't get into that. People can find other practitioners or dietitians and see what you're supposed to say to family members who have their ideas of what your child should eat. But we'll talk about sort of the actual food and nutrients.
Right. And we want to talk a lot more today about gut health because I don't actually think it's talked a lot about unless you're at the doctor's office. And of course they ask like, oh, how is this going for your child? constipation, diarrhea, IBS. Like those conversations happen. We have Bristol stool charts to get images to make sure parents know what we're talking about, because sometimes if you never see or are told what regular bowel movements look like, then it's very hard to have a conversation with a practitioner and say, oh yeah, they're normal. Yeah. And then they show you pictures and you're like, oh no.
Oh,
they're actually not.
Or they think, oh, they go once a week. That's normal. Well, no, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, they just have a different idea of what normal is. Yeah. So that's,
and it's true. And I think that until you are until you're educated either at the doctor's office or online, or you're having symptoms of things, and then someone says to you, oh no, it actually should be different. That's when we learn. I actually have some friends. We all had our kids in our early 30s, and one of them actually found out she had IBS because she kept taking her kids and they kept saying, is your child's digestion like this? And she kept being like, mine is not. And then she found out that, actually she's always had digestive issues, but she didn't know.
Yeah.
So I do think that is one benefit of having children, is that you're asked so many questions all the time
about
poop.
Yep.
It's always about poop from the moment they're born. What color is it? What texture is it?
Oh, I get many photos from clients.
Right?
It's normal. Oh, sure. Okay. Can you warn me before you send me that photo?
Like, I wasn't sure what I was looking at, but now I understand. Yeah, no, it's true.
But there can be with the holidays, a lot of digestive upset and changes to digestion that you can be on the lookout for.
Definitely. And it's the amounts of fiber that we should be eating every day sometimes reduces during the holidays because we're off our schedule. We aren't eating the same as we used to be. And that's big. So for kids, how much fiber should they be getting every day? About?
So there's a kind of a rule of thumb. It's not, it's not set in stone, but you can take anywhere from 3 years to 18 years and sort of take their age and add 5 to 10 grams. So if you had a 10-year-old, they may need between 15 and 20 grams of fiber a day. Yeah. And we're not getting that.
No, we're not. And with little kids, they're eating a lot more fruit normally. Yeah. So that's good. And then of course there's certain types of grains and breads and things that are good, high in fiber, but it does depend what you're consuming. And I know for adults, it's up to about 35 grams of fiber a day we need in our diet. And we're not all doing that. And when you think about what you need to be eating to hit those things, sometimes it's daunting and we don't need the stress. So where needed, we can always add fiber into our diets from supplementing. Of course, the word supplement is you're supplementing the diet, you're adding it in for the times when we're not yet meeting our goals or our optimal intake of certain things, which is sometimes holidays, traveling.
Yes.
The summer sometimes is a big one because we're just like out and about loving life and not thinking about
really
things.
Focused on that.
Yes.
And we all go through those phases where you're like, I'm really focused on all my nutrition for this whatever week. And then you're like, what did I eat today? I don't even know what my kid ate. What did they have any fiber at all?
Right.
Or fluid? Are they drinking enough to be able to move those bowels as well with the fiber taking? Especially in the holidays, we're not focused on that as much.
I think about all the tasks to get ready for the holidays with families, going to different houses. And then also thinking about the meals you have to eat during that time. Like even tonight, I'm like, what do I even have anything at home? What did I buy this week for groceries? It's like one more day of school. I only have one more lunch to make. Do I have enough?
Yes, exactly. We're just not as prepared.
Right.
But.
And then, so of course, KidStar came out with BeRegular for adults and regular kids. So we have it for all ages, and it is a fiber, but it's a special fiber. It's a prebiotic fiber and a probiotic added together in the same product, and it actually mixes clear into water, which is also a bonus, and there's no taste. So, it's easy to add to other things, and you're not worried about like clumps and it looking weird because, with kids and textures, it can always be fun to try to get them to try new things. But this is a really simple product. And it's because it's a probiotic and a prebiotic, it's a nice modulating effect in our intestines. We're not running to the washroom like some products out there and some laxatives that kids have to take. So it's a pleasant experience for everyone involved.
It's a really nice product. I've worked in peds for so long. And this is one of the types of things we're always trying to get kids to take extra fiber, and the supplements are not always the best. They get really clumpy, it's there, and so they're like, I'm not taking that. Yes. Or it causes some GI upset, like their stomach gets really grumbly and painful. Yeah. But this is so nice. It mixes into nothing. Yeah. I can do it right now. I could show you right now. Yeah, you should do it while we talk. Let's make it happen. Demo. And there's like 5 grams per scoop. That's right. 5 grams. 5 grams of fiber, and then it has the probiotic as well. It has 8 billion of the probiotic per scoop. So it's like a 2-in-1 product. You got your great probiotic for your good intestinal health. You got the prebiotic, which is food for your good bacteria in there. So you're really getting a 2-for-1 in this product, and it's so simple. It's so simple. And there's no other, and I should say there's no other ingredients. It's just those 2 ingredients, and that is it in this product, which is why it's so special. Well, and you can add it to like their smoothie or their water, whatever it is, you can just add it in. Yes. Or just put it in their water bottle for them to sip on during the day. Yeah. So I'm just mixing it up right now, and I'll show you what it's like. And then, so because there's a probiotic, we cannot heat it, so don't add it to hot tea or cook with it. And don't add it to carbonated beverages because it doesn't mix, because the carbonation it does not work well. So any beverage that's not heat, like hot, like teas, that kind of thing, don't add it to that. Lukewarm is fine, but not hot, and no carbonation. So it really leaves you with a lot of options to add this to your diet or your kid's diet. It works for the entire family, which is great. Yeah. And you can double up if you need to. There's 5 grams per scoop, but if you need to, get a little bit more, your diet hasn't been as good, you can add some more in there as well. Yes. And people with certain digestive conditions have been told how much more fiber, like over the 35 grams that's, average for an adult. Maybe they need 50 because of a certain condition they have. You would just increase it to, the foods you're eating and then the BeRegular you're taking. You just add them together to get to your desired optimal fiber intake. Yeah. We know that there's lots more this is adult women, but over 45 to 50 grams is really helpful in sort of this menopausal phase that people are in. Things change. Our digestion changes, but it's one of all ages. Easiest things, something that has a real effect on your health is fiber, and we're not getting enough. So when we start young and we start to introduce these things early, it's only beneficial for them. Oh, definitely. And we don't want to be uncomfortable. Like at the same time, a lot of kids and adults, they don't like going to the washroom in new places. No. A lot of kids don't like going to the washroom at school. No. Because it's not private, it's completely different. And so they're holding it in. And as they hold it in, everything dries out. Yeah. So in that instance, they're on my keyboard. When it dries out, then it's even harder to go to the washroom, right? So we really have to... Sorry, guys. One of them woke up. So we do have to make sure we're paying attention. And that's why putting it in a water bottle for school is great. Or when we're traveling, we don't like going to the washroom in an airport or anywhere else. And so these kind of things, it matters. Our everyday life, we don't want to be uncomfortable. And especially with younger kids too, we see a lot of these, they're not necessarily getting a lot of fiber, then they're holding it at school. And then this comes into this, it's called encopresis, basically, where they're having accidents a lot of the time. They don't know they have to go because they've gone through this process of not being able to go, then they're holding it, then they don't know when they actually have to go, so then they're getting accidents. So we have to step in early before that actually happens. Yeah. So getting all that fiber into them and fluid early so that they don't move into that phase. But no, it's true. And as you were saying that, I was thinking about the kids that then get afraid because then it hurts. Yeah. So then there's a fear associated with all of it. And then again, if you're afraid, you're not going to want to go. Yeah. So it's like a vicious cycle that we really would like to stop before it happens. Yeah. Yeah. Just my water. It's clear, you guys. I'm going to have some because I'm very... But it's simple. It's so simple. It's such an easy thing. The taste is, there's no taste like water. Everyone always says, well, it's just water. And I'm like, no, actually it is in there. I promise. I didn't get a new cup or anything. It's actually in there. It's
actually in there. But yeah, no, it's such a simple product. And when our guts are healthy and are working the way they need to be working, then when we eat the right foods, we're getting the nutrients from them properly.
Yeah. Because sometimes if we aren't doing that, then we're not absorbing.
Yes.
Like we wouldn't absorb iron as well, or then we get into deficiencies that we see a lot in kids, and then it kind of starts from the beginning.
Yeah.
God help. We're not eating enough, consumption, all of that.
Yeah. And it's very true because, as soon as we have these nutrient deficiencies, then it's another cycle of things that are going wrong, and our guts are always connected. And we have a lot of, our moods, it's the gut brain axis, everything is connected. So as soon as our guts are working properly, that's like a one big, huge check mark that we can mark off.
And it's not going to be perfect every day for people, but we're moving in that direction.
Right.
We're trying to get in that direction. There's things too, like over the holidays that can be upsetting for your GI tract. Like, kids maybe they're drinking more pop or fizzy drinks. So they're getting that sort of burping or indigestion, and they don't sometimes know what that is.
Yes.
Or they're eating more fatty or sugary foods that sort of sit in their gut for a little bit longer. So it takes longer to digest. And so they're feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so adding in this little fiber where you can, or other foods with fiber over the holidays can be a good option.
Yeah. And it's so simple. Like the big thing is that it's simple. Sorry about this, guys. They're being so sweet, but they're like the last live I had, they actually didn't even move. They just slept there, and I was like, "This is like,"
because they like my voice.
They're like, "Who's on there? I gotta see her." But and I wanted to say with we think about adults. We always talk about kids, because of course
that's all I do.
That's all we do, and we're also moms, so we're always thinking about the kids. But okay, so when you spend too much time in the washroom, it actually is bad for you.
Yeah. You
should not be sitting and straining on the toilet. You should be sitting down, going to the washroom, and getting up and leaving. And we shouldn't need baby wipes. If there are adults that use them because it's of course because they actually need them after going to the washroom, but we shouldn't need them. And so I think that everyone should know you shouldn't need them. You should be in the washroom for only a short amount of time. And if you are in there for a very long time, you should be taking BeRegular. Yeah. It's very important.
Like a time limit. This much time, this is many grams of BeRegular.
Yeah. And even if you're finished and you're still sitting on the toilet, it is not good for you. You do have to get up. So if you're hiding in there on your phone, you should probably find a new spot.
I've seen a lot of people talking, a lot of GI docs, don't take your phone in there. Don't let your child take your phone in there, because they're sitting there probably longer than they need to be. And sitting longer is not great either. They're just in there, and it can cause a lot more issues.
Yeah, it can. And I think that we don't even think about it because we're like, well, we're just sitting.
Yeah.
But it's the way we're sitting. It's how long we're sitting. And then if we are straining, if we're not paying attention because we're on our phone or we're reading a book or we're zoned out, it's supposed to be a short amount of time. So you're in, you're out, you're done. There shouldn't be any pain, discomfort. We should start paying attention. A lot of families do put up the Bristol stool chart in their bathroom because they're like, what? Because sometimes your kids aren't going to tell you every day, oh, this is what happens. But they might say to you, hey, I keep having number 6.
Yeah.
Whatever. Number 1, number 6, something, they're either very constipated or it's very watery. And unless they know to look, or you're asking them, and a lot of kids, as soon as they get into 10, 11, 12, they're probably not going to want to tell you. No 16-year-old is going to be like, hey, mom, this is exact, so we should be opening the conversation up early and being like, okay, this is good. This is not, if you're having these problems, let me know so we can work this together.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole process. My kids are probably annoyed with the amount of time I ask them.
It's true though, because you have to ask.
It doesn't make it a big deal after a while. It's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then, when you go to the doctor and they're like, and how about your stools? But see, it's interesting when they say that to you, they're fine.
Yeah.
But what does that mean?
Show me, tell me, give me proof. Yes. What is that actually? I need data.
Exactly. Because, I do think that a lot of times we ask, how is it? and then someone says they're fine.
Yeah.
That's it, the end of the conversation. But really they could be constipated. They could be going, 3 times a day. They could be going once every 4 days. And then there's a lot of things involved in it. And of course, our bowels are basically a window into our health. So we really should be starting with that conversation, getting that good regularity, no pain, no discomfort. And then getting our nutrients in there to make sure we are getting everything from the foods we're eating.
Seems easy to me.
It's so simple because all you do is take BeRegular, right?
Yeah, that's it. Hold on while I take some more.
That's right. Oh, and yes, this live will be saved, Dory. It'll be on the KidStar Nutrients page probably later today. So don't worry, it will be saved as well. We do save all the lives, and then sometimes we make them into little short clips as well, so it's a little bit faster and easier to find the things we talk about on our Instagram lives. Yes. Yeah. And so I do want to talk as well about our small intestines and where nutrients are absorbed and which key ones we're normally deficient in when we have, Crohn's or colitis and that kind of thing.
Especially, well, the small intestine, the beginning of that is where iron, I love so much, is absorbed. So when we don't have that, remember another one we talked about, when our small intestine doesn't have these little villi, little fingers pulling in that iron to be able to be absorbed, then we're going to lose some of that deficiency or lose some of our iron and get a deficiency there as well.
Right. Yeah. So we're not absorbing the foods that go through the intestine properly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And vitamin D, like there's omega fat, all of those are all dependent on how healthy our GI tract is.
Which is such an important topic because if we don't have healthy GI tracts, then, that everything kind of starts to crumble because we're not, even if we're not eating a lot of iron-rich foods and we have, an unhealthy gut, then we're definitely not going to get any of the nutrients from that food.
Just spitting in the wind, kind of. You're just putting it in, and nothing's really going to be absorbed properly.
And then again with supplements too, like the supplements are still absorbed in the same place that the food is. So it's very important, even if you're supplementing, to ensure that your gut is working properly so you're also getting an optimal amount of the nutrients you're taking. And, it all works together. Yeah.
So starting with this.
That's right.
Lots of fiber and lots of BeRegular.
Yeah. And, the BeRegular does not cause, gas and that kind of thing. So, because some fibers do. Some fibers are high FODMAP and they do cause discomfort when they move through the system. But BeRegular does not. It is a nice, smooth, modulating fiber, and you're not going to get upset from it. Because who wants to have upset when you're trying to solve a problem that your abdominal issue, that you're already upset and bloated? Like, you don't want more.
And you don't have to, it's not like some laxatives per se where we're giving kids and you have to take it within a certain amount of time, or you're putting it in a glass of water, whatever it is, and they have to drink that. You can just sip on this and get that fiber in during the day. So it's not necessarily like, it's not needed to be done like that. And it doesn't cause any issues.
Yeah, and with those laxatives, there's an urgency within a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So you really don't want to leave the house after you've taken some of those. No. But with BeRegular, you don't have that. So you don't have to worry that if your child has it in the morning, that, oh no, in an hour when they're at school, they're going to be like really uncomfortable and need to run to the washroom. It is a smooth, easy process. Like, yes, they will probably have to go to the washroom at school, but it's not going to be a rush. It's going to be nice and easy, and they're not going to be worried or anything. Yeah.
What can we say?
I know, right? And it is such a simple product. Like, 2 ingredients, mixes clear into water. There's no taste, there's no sugar, there's no additives, nothing. It's just the 2 ingredients. It's got your prebiotic fiber and your probiotic mixed together.
And pairing that with some fruits, vegetables, those are easy. Like during the holidays, have some dip with your fruit and veggies. Yeah. It's a vessel to get. It's okay to have it, to have some, to get in some veggies. Maybe there's a dip with it. It doesn't take much. Like a pear might have 5 grams of fiber with the skin on it. So it doesn't really take that much to actually get, 10 to 15 grams a day. It's thinking of those things that you can include every day. Yeah.
And I do like how you said when kids that also aren't eating a lot of fiber, they're also not drinking a lot of water. So this also is beneficial because there's liquids going into the body at the same time. So even if you mix it with juice, that's still liquid.
Liquid, yeah.
So, we do want to remember that, making sure we drink enough fluids as well as eating all these foods, really all together, we have a big benefit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, if you're eating a ton of fiber-rich food and not drinking enough, then you're going to get some tummy complaints.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So the kids that are constantly constipated, this is a great product for them. It's a nice, easy way to ease into it. There's no urgency, so that's awesome. Same with the kids that are, frequently have diarrhea. It also works for them because it's going to build back the good bacteria in there. And then for adults, it's perfect. It's, and traveling. I always say, when you're traveling, a lot of people are like, oh, it's been day 3 and I haven't gone to the bathroom. Well, take BeRegular with you.
Trip for you. Yes. Great.
And then you're cranky and you're like, oh, I don't want to eat anything because I already don't feel well because I haven't gone to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And then, our kids are the same, but they don't normally tell us until later when they're really uncomfortable.
Yeah. And then it's hard to work your way back.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you're right. When you were talking about vitamin D, I almost forgot. So vitamin D, iron, and of course our essential fatty acids, they're all in our small intestine. So all of those, if your child does have a digestive condition, Crohn's, colitis, they are probably already low in those, even if they're eating them. Mm-hmm. So we do want to make sure that if we have digestive issues, that we also get checked, because if you are low, you're going to need a lot more from the supplement than the maintenance dose. And so we want to make sure we increase it to get our levels up to suboptimal ranges. And then, so we have good gut health. We're taking the supplements where we need to. We're eating the diet that we're trying to eat the diet that we can, especially over the holidays. Fingers crossed it goes smooth. But yeah, we want to make sure we're hitting kind of all the boxes that we can.
Yeah. You're definitely
nice and simple.
Nice and simple.
Nice and simple. And of course, but it's hard with the holidays because we try with desserts and things at our house. We don't really read the ingredients at all. Yeah. We only really read the ingredients of things that are staples in the house that we're eating all the time. Of course, our supplements, they should be as clean as possible because they're meant to keep us healthy. So like KidStar, we don't have artificial colors, flavors, harmful preservatives. We never have sugar in our products. So those are big things. And that's why BeRegular fits so well, because it doesn't have any of that in it. It doesn't even have a flavor. So we really want to make sure that we are reading the ingredients of the things that are every day in our house. And then the rest of it, we just gotta take a breath and get through the holidays and enjoy it. And January's on the other side.
We can see it, but don't look at it yet.
Don't look at it yet.
Have an enjoyable time.
Exactly. And then, we get back into our rhythm when we get back into school, get back to regular hours of work, and we start, putting the pieces back together. But yeah, we gotta, take a breath for the holidays.
I think, like I said, people get really focused and, they're really wanting to eat well and their kids to eat well. Don't stress too much. Those expectations, over the holidays don't need to be there as much. No.
Yeah. It's already a lot.
Take it off yourself. You're already having too much expectations.
It's true. So when someone said happy holidays to me, I think it was yesterday, and I actually was like, oh, right. Oh, right, that's happening. I'm not ready yet. So, not that I think I'm ever ready for the holidays.
Ready, but...
Yeah. But I'm sure when I was like 25, I was like, I got everything under control, no kids.
And now it's a different holiday
experience. Mm-hmm. I'm trying really hard to be more present this year, but I don't know if we'll see what happens next week.
I think you can do it.
We'll just take a deep breath.
Just take a deep breath and drink some.
And take some BeRegular. And I'll be easy peasy.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Yeah. Hope everyone has a healthy, happy holiday.
That's right.
Questions, let us know.
I agree. Oh, and actually, I wanted to put a promo code in here as well for everybody watching. It is a try KidStar, and you get 15% off the website in Canada and the US. So if you do want to try BeRegular or any of the iron products, or we have an omega, the chewable, and we have a vitamin D spray. So all the things that we did talk about on the Instagram Live are 15% off with try KidStar.
Okay.
Yeah, try KidStar. We'll put it in the comments as well. And so you can give some of the products a try. And and if your local health food store has yet to pick up the BeRegular, please let them know that they can order it. And it'd be great to have the product across the country because it is new for us. So it's only in certain stores currently. But hopefully in the new year, it'll be national and all the stores that carry KidStar. So let those stores know.
Just getting a little
nudge.
Plug in your ear.
That's
no
right.
Problem.
And I want to make sure I say a special thank you to you, Angela, for being on the Instagram Live with us today. Yeah. It's always lovely having you. And we always learn so much. So thank you very much.
From you all the time.
That's what I'm here for. But happy holidays to everybody out there. Thank you so much. And we'll be back on our Instagram Lives in 2025, which is fast approaching.
I know. Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. So have a great day, everybody. And happy holidays.